Hello, ladies. How are you all doing today? Can you believe we are already on day 4 of this 5-day challenge? I don't know about you, but I have had a great time. I'm having a great time, and I just don't want it to end. So we have covered a lot of ground in these last few days. We talked about loving ourselves. We actually bared our bodies and our souls and just came to kind of love ourselves a little bit more. We talked about ways to nurture our bodies, our minds, our spirits on day 2. On day 3, we had my friend come on and talk about what it means to be enough and just to kind of accept ourselves just as we are, because we are already enough. So today we are going to continue that conversation with this beautiful lady that's sharing the screen with me. Her name is Sheila Reynolds, and I have some good stuff for you guys today. This woman is fabulous. She comes with a huge amount of knowledge, expertise, training, experience, and she's going to share all of that with you guys. She is a licensed counselor. She is a certified life coach. She is the founder and creator of the Life Changers Group. She is the founder of the movement, Wake Up, Rise Up, Live Up. That's a mouthful. It says a lot, doesn't it, ladies? That tells you a lot about what she's about. She is the visionary and creator of the series of anthology series that nurture your, oh my goodness, stories for women. I was in 2 of them. Stories for women to nurture your growth and water your soul. Volume 1 and volume 2 are already out, you guys. You got to get them because they will bless you. The stories in these volumes are phenomenal, and I recommend that every single one of you get them. If you, I'll put a link in the bottom of behind this video so you guys can do that. It'll also be in the transcript. And volume 3 is in the works. This lady, Sheila Reynolds, is also my dear lifelong friend, my first college roommate. That's how far we go back. I call her my triple G. She's my good girlfriend. She's my mentor. She's my sister from another mister. Guys, help me welcome Sheila Reynolds to share this conversation with me. Sheila, thank you so much for joining us.
You are so welcome, Angel. I am so excited to be here with you today. You know, as Angel has said, we go a long way back, and, you know, she's done some tremendous work with me. And so I'm happy to be able to support, you know, what you're doing here.
Thank you. Thank you again for joining us. So today, ladies, you know, we just want to continue this conversation, continue this journey that we've been on as far as getting to really fall in love with ourselves, getting to know ourselves better, and appreciate who we are innately. So what I'd like you guys to do, we're going to do an exercise. We're going to do a fun exercise. So we got to press pause after I ask you to go get a pen. You know how we do it. We got our pens next to us. We have our journals next to us. If you don't have the journal, you should definitely get it. It's going to bless you. Or get a piece of paper. Press pause. And when you come back, we're going to get started on this fun exercise that's going to make you fall in love with yourself even more. See you when you get back. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming back and joining us. Sheila, we've got a fun exercise that we want to share with the ladies. Do you want to talk a little bit about it, or you want me to jump in?
You know, I think you should just jump in, Angel.
All right. Well, what I'd like you guys to do is really give some thought to a woman. She could be a relative. She can be a historical figure. She could be a celebrity. Just any woman that you really admire certain characteristics about this woman. And then once you get her name at the top of the page, write down those characteristics that you like. And then we're going to kind of talk about it. And while you guys are writing yours down, Sheila, why don't we talk a little bit about who ours are?
Okay, awesome. You know, the funny thing about it, Angel, when we did this exercise, it was like we ended up with the same person. which was so interesting.
Yeah.
So as you guys are thinking about, who that person is, who is that person that you admire, and as Angel said, it could be, somebody in history. It could be somebody in present day. It could be a loved one that may have passed away, but just think about that and write down some of the characteristics. And so what I want to do, Angel, for just a little bit is I want to maybe count about 30 seconds, because some people need complete silence and other people can go while we're talking. So let's just kind of give them about maybe 30 seconds to just jot down some things right quick.
I like it. Okay, you got it. You guys are on the clock.
It's about 30 seconds, I think.
It sounds about right. So,
yeah.
Guys, as you look at the what you got today in your challenge, our affirmation of the day is, I am the hero that I've been waiting for. So again, that is so powerful, because, as women, we are so often told to wait for somebody else to show up to make things all right for us. We're told to wait to speak, wait for a husband, wait for the good job, wait for something that may or may not show up. And if it does show up, is it really what we wanted? Is it really what we needed? Is it really what brings us joy and makes our soul sing? Is it really what gives us the path to the purpose that God has for our lives? So when you are waiting for somebody else to do something for you, you get what they want for you. You don't get what you need. You don't get what you should have. So we're going to talk about activating the hero within each of us so that we can get what's right for us and not right for somebody else.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about our person that we admire. And when I did it, it was Harriet Tubman.
Me too.
And and when I thought about Harriet, I thought about her courage. Oh my gosh, and her love for her family and for her people, and the call of God on her life, because there is no way a woman back then could step into something like that and bring deliverance and bring people into freedom like that without the call and the hand of God on her life. And so I really admired her accepting that call. I admired the courage to step into that. And just the call and just the mission just really, really inspired me.
I agree with everything you said. As you said, we chose the same woman. One of the things that a couple of things that I thought were really powerful about this woman, why I chose her, everything that you said, I agree with, but a couple of things that I didn't really, I've always read books on her, but didn't really settle in my mind until I saw the movie a couple of years ago. When she left and went up north the first time, she had love in her heart for her husband. When she came back, he had married another woman, but she did not let that keep her from her purpose, her mission. And she also sometimes, I don't know about any of you ladies or you sis, that sometimes you have to accept that your purpose is for you and everybody is not going. And you cannot not live your purpose because your sister's not going, or your husband may not be going, or the teacher or the employer may not go. When God calls you to do something, activate that hero within you and do what God has called you to do. That's where the blessing and the peace are. So I really appreciate it. She said, you know what? I really, really want you to be with me. I missed you. I love you. I see you as my husband for life. But okay, you made a choice. And I have to stay on my
Absolutely.
mission. Another
Absolutely.
thing that I saw in her courage and her strength was this woman would just fall asleep. Like she, she had that sleeping disease from having been hit in the head with that iron. And so she would just fall asleep. But she did not let illness, she did not let fear, she did not let any challenges. We all have challenges in life. She did not let any of that keep her from staying the course. So when I get tired, I think of Harriet. I don't have to walk hundreds of miles in shoes made of newspaper to
That's
my
right.
freedom.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's definitely the biggest one. I got a couple of others, but she's one of the biggest.
Absolutely. I hear that. And it's just so, powerful. And I think, as people are looking at, their hero and who they put in those characteristics, I think, and I think we talked about this, Angel, as it relates to why do you think that you selected that person?
Mm-hmm.
What's behind that for you? And that's the question that we're asking. Why do you think that is the case? So I want, maybe you to take a moment to think about why did I choose this person? Why do I, what significance does this have?
And what that might look like for you, just a thought starter is sometimes I have not had the courage to do things I know I was put here to do. So when I think about a woman like Harriet Tubman or my mom, who faced tremendous adversity and kept getting up and kept going to work and kept being a great mom and kept taking care of her children, those are the things that make me think, okay, if they did it, that means I can do it too, because the God that lives in them also lives in me. So one of the things one of the reasons I chose Harriet and I choose my mom is their courage to keep getting up, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of exhaustion, even in the face of rejection. And they all, both of those ladies have had those experiences, and they just kept getting up. And so when I think I'm too tired, I think about them. When I think that I'm too afraid and it may not work out, Harriet had no way of knowing every single time she headed north if she would make it again. But she never ran her train off the track, and she never lost a passenger.
Not at all. So I guess in a nutshell, and I think in a nutshell, what we're saying is the person that we have chosen most likely has the characteristics that you have or that you aspire to have. So that's the power of this exercise. So as you look through your list, you're looking at, wow, is that me? Is that something that I aspire to be? Because we're aligning, that exercise helps to awaken things within us and enlighten things within us to show us who we are and who that hero within is. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yes, and that's what this entire journey has been, where you are starting to look within for your strength, because that's where your strength lies, and to nurture yourself and to nurture and nourish that part of you so that you can actualize your dreams and live out loud, live and have the things that we know we deserve and the things that you say you want. So do you want to share anything about why you love Harriet, or if there's anybody else?
Why I love Harriet?
Anything else that you want to share as far as your characteristics and how they relate to you?
Absolutely. I just see all of that, as I've matriculated over the years, is taking courage to step into what God has called me to be in. And there were many times where I wanted to kind of draw back, from those things. And it took me a while to really develop the courage, but I refused to give up. And, the passion and the call of God is something that is important to me.
Yeah.
So, again, as you look at yours, I think you'll be able to see some of those same kinds of things. But that was profound for me. And the sacrificial piece is big, Angel.
Yeah.
I see that my life has been a life of sacrifice. And I've had to give up a lot of things to walk in the purpose that God has for my life.
Mm. And you have been blessed on the other side, because God never, ever takes away or makes us feel something. We don't lose something that God does not give us abundantly back for, because God is always going. We can't be God-given, as the saying goes, because he will always make you feel full if you just trust.
Yep.
So ladies, if you guys would, when you think about those characteristics, if you would write down and really consider 1 or 2 ways that you can strengthen those characteristics in yourself, the things that you say that you admire and you either have or want to have, how do you strengthen those things in those characteristics in yourself? One way I would say that I do is I take that to the throne of grace. I pray about it. I'm the 3x5 card, the sticky note queen. So I put that information, those characteristics somewhere that I can see them on a regular basis, and that they become a part of me, and that I can become aware of where I want to go. Because if we don't have something in front of us, it kind of tends to take a back seat to working and children and cooking and cleaning and all of those other things. But if you've got something that's always you're thinking about, oh yeah, I'm going to be courageous today, and I'm going to boom, boom, whatever that is. And I'm going to move. You know what? I've been wanting to go back to school, and I want to be an attorney, but I'm too, whatever those things, those limitations that we put on ourselves. It takes courage to do that. So one move I'm going to make this week for that is I am going to check out some school catalogs and see what it takes to get me there. Just do one thing that takes you closer to your goal, something that is going to require courage, and it's going to quiet that voice within you that says you cannot, because you can. So take a minute and think about how you are going to strengthen those characteristics within each of you.
Yeah. And, I like to maybe add to that, because I think for me, what helped me a lot was really discovering who I was. And when I say that, the way in which I was able to discover myself and who I was just I like a lot of assessments, okay? And I've done a lot of assessments that, the Myers-Briggs is an assessment, and there were some other types of assessments that I used that helped me to understand my strengths. And specifically, I did a spiritual gifting test, and that showed me, what my spiritual gifts are. And when you're able to really identify and see where your strengths lie, you're better able to align yourself with opportunities and situations where you can grow in and you can develop confidence in, because it's very challenging, when you're in the wrong place and doing the wrong thing, because you feel stagnated and you feel like you're not really growing. But what happens when you get in the right soil and in the right place? Then you just start thriving and you're growing and you feel better, and you don't feel like you're, out of touch, and a fish out of water. So those are some ways too, to really begin to identify and develop the confidence and develop that hero within you.
All right. I love it. I love it. Girl, this is good stuff. I hope you guys are taking notes and paying attention, because this is the kind of stuff that will get you from where you are to where you want to be. And that's what this challenge has been about. So if we can leave you with a couple of things, I know that Sheila and I both have some things that we really want to share with you that you can take away with you after this day. You know, I love the Lord and I love the word. And so I always go back to scripture. And one of the things that helped me activate the hero within myself is knowing what God says about me. And I take it all the way back to the beginning of the Bible, where in Genesis, I believe it's Genesis 1, after God made everything, including man and woman, God called it good. So if God is calling me good, then how dare I call myself anything other than good? That speaks to being enough. That speaks to loving myself. That speaks to activating the hero within me. That speaks to me feeling fabulous every day. It's the entire challenge, trusting what God said about you and not disputing God. How dare we argue with God? God called us good. So be good. Accept your goodness. One of the other things that I would say is, we just talked about this a moment ago. Remember the characteristics that you aspire to or that you already have and you want to strengthen. Keep those top of mind. And the other thing that I would say is that, sometimes we get so hard on ourselves that we forget all the great things that we do and all the great things that we are. We have wins every day, but sometimes we hear the voice inside our heads that amplifies the things that don't go right and ignores all the things that do go right. There are so many things that we do right. There are so many wins that we have already achieved. Remind yourself of those wins. That's going to fuel you for the wins going forward. So I would just go ahead and encourage you guys to recognize the power and the hero within you, activate her, strengthen her, love her, feed her, and starve that negative thing that's going on in the starve her. She got to go.
Yes, yes. Well, Angel, I think you have said it all. And I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said, regarding, really understanding that God called us good, and if God is calling us good, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made, as we sit in that and as we bathe ourselves in that, daily, and as we apply what you've provided in today and the previous days, with our affirmations, we can't go wrong.
Absolutely. Before we get out of here and I meet you guys back this evening, Sheila is a wealth of information and knowledge. Her movement, I mentioned to you guys at the top of this conversation, is fabulous. And you know what? We got to share. And I love her. I can't keep her to myself. So Sheila, please tell these beautiful ladies how they can get in touch with you.
Oh my goodness. You can find me and join my community on Facebook if you like. It's called Wake Up, Rise Up, Live Up. Just go to my page, like my page. You'll see information regarding the anthology project as well. We'll be doing a devotional in 2023. Right now, we're interviewing for women that are interested in being a part of our Bloom series. It's called Bloom Stories for Women to Nurture Your Growth and Water Your Soul. So you can find me on all social media outlets under Wake Up, Rise Up, Live Up.
And you will be glad you did. All right,
Thank you for
ladies.
the opportunity, Angel. And I just appreciate what you're doing in your community. And I'm just excited about the transformation that is occurring within each and every one of you.
Absolutely. Then let's just continue to take this journey together, ladies. I will see you guys this evening for our conversation about how this made you feel. We're going to just kind of chop it up and talk about the characteristics that you're activating in yourself. I want to hear who your hero is. So I'll see you guys back here this evening. Remember to give away smiles. They're free, and just bring joy. Just bring some joy into your day. Love you guys. So glad you joined us today. And I look forward to seeing you this evening. Bye for now. Thank you. Love you, my sister. Appreciate you.
Same here, my dear. Love you.